Imagine a recipe where the most important ingredients were big and the rest of them were tiny. This small change would be huge because recipes list 10, 15, 20 ingredients. It's overwhelming. But when I cook, I'm not worried about every last ingredient. I'm picking out the two most important ingredients, the base and the star. And when you see ingredients the way that I do, cooking gets a whole lot easier. Every ingredient plays a role in your meal. The two biggest roles are the star and the base. The star is the flavorful, exciting centerpiece, and the base is the chewy, soft, or crunchy foundation. Okay, let's look at some real food and identify the two main components. The dog is the star, and the bun is the base. The meatballs are the star, and the pasta is the base. The grilled chicken is the star, and the mixed greens are the base. So you're probably seeing the pattern here. Stars are often a protein, meat, seafood, that kind of thing. Sometimes it's a fried egg. And bases are often carbs, rice, pasta, bread, but also stuff like lentils and salad greens. On its own, a star is a fun snack, but it doesn't really feel like a complete meal. And solo bases are boring. It'll fill you up, but you probably aren't getting excited about plain pasta or naked romaine lettuce. The magic comes when you combine a star and a base. Stars have this intense flavor. Bases stretch them out. It's like the flavorful star is bright white light, and the base is a prism. It spreads it out and you get to appreciate all the different colors. It's this simple. Prepare one star ingredient, prepare one base ingredient, combine them, and you have a meal. And the way I'm saying that matters. Prepare a star on its own and a base by itself. You don't have to drill complicated cooking steps that only apply to one specific dish. The goal is learning how to cook major ingredients in isolation. The combining is a whole separate step. Okay, let's build some meals. We'll start with bases and stars and then combine. For bases, we've got jasmine rice, lettuce cups, mixed salad greens, and tortillas. And next up are stars: salmon, ground lamb, chicken breast, and flat meat steak. Let's pair these off, and we can make a salmon rice bowl, these ground lamb lettuce wraps, a grilled chicken salad, and carne asada tacos. But if we paired them differently, same base and stars, but now we get a fresh summery salmon lettuce wrap, a steak salad, chicken tacos, and a lamb rice bowl. Look at that, 8 dishes, just 2 ingredients each, delicious as is, but I bet you're already thinking of all the additions that would bring even more life to these meals. And that's the power of bases and stars. Once you get those two figured out, everything falls into place. What about vegetables? Are they a base or a star? Actually, they can be either one. The key is remembering that a star needs lots of flavor and bases need less flavor but fun texture, so we have a choice. We can amp up the flavor through cooking and adding flavorful ingredients to make vegetables a star, or keep the flavor more subtle and give it fun texture to make vegetables a base. And of course this is true. Using flavorful meats is a shortcut to stardom, but there are tons of tasty vegetarian and vegan dishes. Some vegetables have lots of flavor waiting to be highlighted, and others need more coaxing to get there, but veggies are magical, flexible ingredients. We've covered meat, carbs, salad greens, and vegetables. And if you think about it, those make up the bulk of the food that you eat. But what about all those other ingredients that you see all the time but aren't on this chart? They're here. This is the stuff that you cook with but wouldn't eat on its own. Garlic, raw onion, lemon juice, butter, heavy cream, vinegar. I call these flavoring. Important to cooking? Absolutely, but they aren't the foundation of the meal. I got a ton to say about them in other videos, but at the most basic level, flavorings amplify the intensity of flavor, usually in your star ingredient. And a great example of this is when we're cooking with less flavorful vegetables and turning them into the star. Here, let's explore the power of flavoring and show how versatile vegetables can be. I'll take zucchini, cut it into strips, and split it into 2 piles. With one, I'll make a star. I'm adding salt and sauteing this to bring out the natural sweetness, and then coating it in a Thai chicken satay inspired sauce made from 4 flavorings: peanut butter, coconut oil, soy, and lime. This is going on a rice bowl, and this zucchini is super flavorful and delicious. And the rice is making the flavor shine even more. And now the second pile of zucchini is going to become a base. I'm adding salt and lightly sauteing it so it keeps its natural texture, and then I'm adding a little squeeze of lemon, another flavoring. This is going next to a fatty ribeye steak. The steak is the bold star of the show, and the zucchini is the base that makes the flavors of the ribeye even more enjoyable without stealing the spotlight. Let's finish up the rolls with the final one, essentials. This is the stuff we use constantly and is less about bulk or adding flavor than it is how you cook. There's water for boiling, poaching, steaming. Then there's cooking oil. Some oils add big flavor, but one of the key functions of fat is distributing heat while cooking. And salt. It's such a big part of cooking that it deserves to be in the special category. I got videos going into depth on each of these. Okay, with all that under your belt, more role identification. The tuna is the star and the bread is the base. And then at a minimum, mayo is flavoring, but you can add celery, pickle relish, lots of stuff. Next up, a staple of my college nights, carne asada fries. We got carne asada as a star on a base of fries, with cheese, avocado, onions, and sour cream serving as flavoring. Taiwanese beef roll. Beef's the star, scallion pancakes are the base. We've got hoisin sauce and cucumbers and cilantro serving as flavoring, and a whole bunch of spices that flavored the meat while it cooked. Hold on. This is the recipe from the beginning of the video. We tame that intimidating ingredient list by categorizing everything by role, which makes it easier to substitute or leave out ingredients, and in general, makes things simpler to wrap your head around. I want you to use this model to get excited about cooking, because one base plus one star equals a simple meal, and that's totally within your reach. Take a look at the chart again and note all the bases and stars that you already feel comfortable cooking. It's probably more than you think. Your challenge now is to learn how to prep these stars and bases in isolation. And once you do, you can combine them in so many ways, which I'm excited to show you. And you know how we just simplified the ingredients that go into cooking? Yeah, we're gonna do the same thing with cooking steps too. Welcome to my rant corner. Today's topic, meals without a name. I don't know how to respond when people ask me what my favorite dish to cook is, in part because they're looking for a specific name. Pad Thai, lasagna, chicken piccata. But most of the time when I cook, I'm not making stuff that has an obvious label. And that's because I'm usually starting by picking out a base and a star, not by thinking of the final dish. So it leads to fun and unexpected places. Great example. The other day I was out of fresh food, but I had some shrimp in the freezer, great star, and a can of chickpeas in the pantry, perfect base. As I started cooking them, I thought about flavorings that would be exciting. I ended up adding tomatoes, Kashmiri chili, and paprika in with the chickpeas, and then stirring in a little yogurt once it was done. What's this called? I don't know. You could argue it's kind of like a shakshuka, and it sort of has some New Orleans Cajun vibes going. It's food that I love and probably inspired some of the flavoring choices that I made, but this dish is nameless. I got there through cooking principles, not sticking to a script. And that's where you'll end up when you cook this way. So don't come up with a list of specific dishes that you need to master. Start with the basic building blocks and see where it takes you. Okay, rant over. I want you to pick out the star and the base in everything that you eat. It makes food so much simpler. And look through your pantry and fridge and figure out what you already love to keep stocked. Is each one a base or a star or a flavoring? Use this chart as your personal cooking roadmap. What do you feel comfortable making now? Where are the gaps? Where do you want to go from here? Then we'll tackle it together.